Everybody knows that adjacency bonuses exist in No Man's Sky, but most don't know how they work past putting the same technology types next to each other. Which modules you put in what order can matter massively as far as getting the most from your tech. Today I'm going to explain exactly how these interactions between technology work in as clear and concise of a way as possible. Firstly, a huge shout out to Ket, who laid out the original foundation of how adjacency bonuses work all the way back in 2017. Without his work I wouldn't have known where to even start with my own research and testing. Adjacency bonuses are defined by three criteria: the technology group, the strength rating and the stat type. The technology group would be jetpack, shields, bolt caster, hazard protection, that sort of thing. Essentially modules that when you put next to each other gain a coloured border around them. This signifies that they are compatible to give each other a bonus by being placed adjacent to each other. The strength rating is something I've not been able to confirm within the game files, even after hundreds of hours of research over the whole month of January, but have confirmed decisively through in-game testing and game modding. This rating defines both the strength of the bonus it can give to modules it is adjacent to, as well as the strength of the bonus it can receive itself. The possible bonus strengths are lesser or greater. As there are two different kinds of rating, there are three potential combinations we can deal with. If a lesser module is placed next to another lesser module, then both modules will receive a lesser bonus to their stats. If a greater module is placed next to another greater module, they will both receive a greater bonus to their stats. And if a lesser module is placed next to a greater module, only the greater module will receive a bonus to its stats, and that bonus will be a lesser one. To explain this in a slightly different way, a module with a lesser rating will impart a lesser bonus on all modules within its group that are adjacent to it. But a greater rated module will only impart a greater bonus to other greater rated modules. A lesser module will receive no bonus from a greater. Here is a full list of all module strength ratings. Don't worry about pausing, you can find this list linked in the description to peruse at your leisure. Then there is the stat type. There are two types of bonus, additive and multiplicative. A good example for additive is damage. Damage on all modules in game is displayed as a percentage, but that is just Hello Game's way of showing you what the number is. The actual stat that module holds is a specific amount of damage that is then added to the total damage count for that weapon. The difference here is, say, a bolt caster with 180 base damage, having an upgrade module that says it gives it plus 2% to its damage. The actual number, however, is 4 damage, so this is applied as 180 plus 4, not 180 multiplied by 1.02. Yes, 4 is not 2% of 180, it is 2.2 recurring percent, but No Man's Sky does a lot of rounding down in the numbers that it shows us. An example of multiplicative would be the fire rate stat. While the base fire rate for a weapon is a static number, an upgrade for that weapon will have a multiplier stat for fire rate. For example, 15%. The reason this difference is important is that additive stats gain a bonus of 6% or 5% based on whether it is greater or lesser bonus. And multiplicative stats gain a 4% for greater and 3% for lesser. There are also some stats that receive no bonus, such as fuel efficiency, as these, while multiplicative, are reductive stats, meaning they are less than 1, and adding a bonus to these would actually make the overall stat worse. For example, the pulse engine fuel efficiency stat on an S-class module is minus 20%. This is actually a multiplicative modifier of 0.8, so if the base fuel usage was 10, then after the multiplier it would be 8. As the lower is better for this stat, applying a 3 or 4% bonus to it would make it less desirable. So, great, the different bonuses based on all of these criteria is either 3, 4, 5 or 6, but what is that a percentage of? Well, that is not a simple question to answer, as many of the stats work a little differently. Additive stats generally work the same. If the bonus is on the core module, the bonus of 5 or 6% is applied using the core module's base stat. If it is on a module other than the core, it will use the upgrade value. So generally an additive bonus will be applied using the value of the module it is the bonus for. Multiplicative are a little more complex. These are sometimes reductive, so get no bonus, though there are exceptions. Sometimes they at least appear to work similar to additive, and for some and potentially most, they are applied to the total buffed base stat, and even take into account other adjacency bonuses in play, resulting in huge increases. Over this series of videos I'll be covering every technology stat in the game, and giving you as much information on each of them as I could reliably measure using hundreds of hours of testing, modding numbers to get more accurate figure changes and reading thousands of lines from the game files to figure this all out. So be sure to click the like button if you enjoyed this video, as with the amount of work involved in these, I'd really like to get them in front of as many eyes as possible. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out the other videos in the series, linked in the description as they are released.